Hi, my name is Chris Jablonski, and it is my great joy and privilege to serve you as your minister. I'm reaching out to you, sending you so much love. This is Pandemic by Lynn Ungar. What if you thought of it as the Jews consider the Sabbath, the most sacred of times? Cease from travel, cease from buying and selling, give up just for now on trying to make the world different than it is. Sing, pray, touch only those to whom you commit your life. Center down. And when your body has become still, reach out with your heart. Know that we are connected in ways that are terrifying and beautiful. You could hardly deny it now. Know that our lives are in one another's hands. Surely that has come clear. Do not reach out your hands. Reach out your heart. Reach out your words. Reach out all the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Promise this world your love, for better or worse, in sickness and in health, so long as we all shall live. I love this, and I'm so grateful to Lynn for writing this. So grateful to live in a world with poets who bring me back to myself, who bring me peace and pause and perspective. This little message here is the first of many messages from me to you all, part of this new flow of connection and communication. This is a hard moment we are facing. This is disorienting and confusing and full. Everything about our lives that was hard before the pandemic is still hard. Strained marriages are still strained and perhaps even more. Challenging children are still challenging and perhaps even more. So it matters, now more than ever, that we do our very best to take care of ourselves and one another. I have so much faith in us, in you. So much faith in how First Church will help us all through these challenging times. As you might have heard, one of our first invitations to you all is to reflect on times in the past when you have faced a hard moment and think what helped make it through. When I asked my wife this, she mentioned a friend and mentor she knew years ago. This person realized that they had ALS, and they talked with someone who had been in a long battle with cancer. And the cancer patient told them, pay attention to all the horses in your stable. Yes, ALS is one horse in your stable, but there are others. And Lauren said that in this moment, yes, there is the pandemic. There is so much change and so much unknown. This is one horse in our stable. And when we were talking, she pointed out to our yard. And there is also the garden that we will dream up and plant. There is our family. There are so many horses in the stable, and I love this. And this is, I think, what I cherish about the poem before and poetry in general. This is, I think, one of the very large horses in my stable. It's just beauty. Seeing beauty around me and taking it in, taking it all the way in and letting it change me. As we were having this conversation, I looked outside and Aaliyah, our 4-year-old daughter, was playing in the mud with our precious dog, sprinting wildly around her. Aaliyah had foam swords swirling in the mud puddle. She was elated and so messy, and I was delighted. And this is, to me, so much of how we will make it through. Delight. We talked a little while ago about something called the Book of Delight by Ross Gay. He's a poet and wrote down every day one delight. It's a beautiful book, and I commend it to you. And even just the process, the practice of looking for delight, especially now. Seeing Leah covered in mud, twirling foam swords, delight. The last time I talked about this book was with Rebecca Henke. It was many weeks ago, and we were talking about what would help as she was facing a lot of health challenges. And we talked about delight, about her grandchildren, and her face lit up when she talked about them. As many of you know, Rebecca died this morning, Friday the 13th of March. I was privileged to visit with her and James, her beloved, and some of the family as she came to die. And I shared a beautiful little ritual. It's the same blessing that we do with our babies and children when we dedicate them. I brought the holy water that we gathered and blessed at the water ingathering service this fall. Your water, gathered from your holy places. And I brought an orchid plant and broke off one of the blossoms, dipped it in the water, and then in reverse order, blessed her just like we bless our babies, but with gratitude. When we bless the baby's feet, we say, "We bless your feet that you may travel far and wide and always find your way back home." And I took the orchid, dipped it in the water, touched it to her feet, and said, "We bless your feet in gratitude for the far and wide you have traveled, for you're always finding your way home." We blessed her hands for her work in the world, her heart for the path of love which she followed, her eyes for the clarity with which she saw, her lips for the truth she spoke, her mind for the free thought, all with this holy water, your holy water, our holy water. And then I gently laid the orchid on her heart. She died, blessed by all of you, by all of us, and held in all of our love. And just hours after I found out that she died, I found out that we just had a healthy baby born to the community. Arina Kareva, from the choir, she just had a healthy baby boy, and everyone is doing well. And this is it. This is the full circle, all of this, moments of beauty and delight, all of it, now as ever. And so, sweet First Church, as the poet said, reach out your heart, reach out your words, reach out the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Promise this world your love, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, so long as we all shall live. So much love to you all. Amen.